The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com.
We were on the break!
With Ambar Garcia, Bryan Broaddus, Voch Lombardi, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Thursday, December 18th, 2025, season 21, episode number 96. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break Live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. We're presented by LG. LG is the world's #1 OLED TV brand for 11 years and counting. See why at LG.com/OLED Evo. Amber will be joining us here momentarily, but we got the rest of the crew here to get you guys rolling. We're going to get into the Chargers defense versus the Cowboys offense. That is the next upcoming game. Before we get there, though, I wanted to start. I know we've been, I think it was like literally, it may have been 3 minutes after the game was over last week that I received a message on X. And the messages continue to flow, saying, "Hey man, draft show. What are we doing?
Say you crypto? That's what you oh.
No. I haven't got that one in a while. But no, they were like draft show. What?
Derek, you gotta help me, man. You got connected.
Look,
I know you do, man.
I wish I did.
Trust
me. We've had some of these issues in this building where people were like,
"It's not my fault.
Can we get some help from those folks?" And I've been like we've reached out, and we don't have somebody that can help.
I want to know what happens.
How can we be a 10, 11, 12 billion dollar company and have nobody on call to help your guy Bryan?
They don't help us out, man. They just don't. They don't help us like that.
I want to know what happens when Jerry Jones's Twitter says.
Jerry Jones doesn't have a Twitter.
He ain't got a Twitter.
Jerry Jones.
I wonder what happens.
DallasCowboys.com.
I wonder what happens when the official Dallas Cowboys page says hot girls in Frisco. I wonder what happens when that happens.
Let's not even put that out in the universe, because that would be a problem. But
a big problem.
But my suspicion is we would get the same. Okay, yeah, we'll help. We'll look into it.
And
then we'd be
I'm
sitting there
on my scan.
We'd just be sitting there. We'd be sitting there waiting. Is what my guess would be.
If I get hacked, boy, good luck to you. If I make a new one, you know what I'm saying.
But we do put a lot of security around it, so the likelihood that it's going to get to that situation is probably not very.
Pardon me, but you said people was in your inbox. They asked about the what show?
Draft show.
Man, what they say?
They were like, man, we ready to get going with the draft show. You know how fans are. As soon as there's any, like, it's not happening.
When it got to 0.1%.
They were like, draft show, let's go. And so what I wanted to do today, and which I think is a good thing, it actually helps me. So I was like, I think there are probably other fans out there that would love to know it as well. Cowboys do have a high pick this year. Relatively high. They have right now they are 14 in the first round for their pick. It's still to be determined where Green Bay will end up, because if they make the playoffs, it'll be kind of based on playoffs and where they win and lose in the playoffs. But that all being said, the draft is going to be an interesting thing for the Cowboys this year, because they will have an opportunity to get to some really good players, I would think. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you guys who normally handle you guys are studying this stuff. I know, Brian, you've already started studying. Voch, I don't know how far you've gotten into your studies.
I'm not doing draft show this year, man. We'll go ahead.
Okay. You just do that out there. All right. So that being said, if you look at the teams that will be playing this weekend in the playoffs: Alabama, Oklahoma, Miami, Texas A&M, Tulane, Ole Miss, James Madison, Oregon. Who are some names that fans should be looking for this week that would be of interest to the Cowboys with some of those early round picks?
Derek Eagleton, you mind if I be rude and answer your question with a question for you?
Sure.
I think we all got to kind of figure out where we at with this thing philosophically.
Mm-hmm.
One of your picks probably going to be higher than the other. We don't know what Green Bay's pick going to look like with their current situation that just changed for them recently. Could be a little higher. We don't know. Philosophically, Derek Eagleton, two questions. One, are offensive players off the board for you when you're considering first-round picks? I'm just asking.
Nope.
They're not off the board for you.
I need tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if there's another position that I would look at. Well, you know what? I think there's still a question of, will Dallas be willing to pay higher? No, not Pickens. I think Javonte Williams is the interesting one.
Sure.
Because, the Cowboys, I don't know that they've shown us in recent history that they're willing, since Zeke, that they're willing to go and pay a running back higher value.
Sure.
And Javante's probably going to require a higher contract than what he got for this 1-year deal.
$1 million.
For sure.
Right. So are the Cowboys willing to go in on that and say, we're going to keep our guy in place, which, great, let's do it. Let's run it back.
Sure.
If they're not, then if you're at 14 and you've got a really good running back prospect, I wouldn't be against it.
Sure.
So I would look at that and I would say running back, maybe, definitely both tackles. I would at least get myself a guy that can be that can play on the right side.
Sure.
I would love if he can play on either side. That gives me a little more flexibility. But I would love to be able to upgrade my right tackle position. So from that standpoint, yes, I'm looking at some offensive position.
I got one more philosophical question for you, and me and Broad's going to go back and forth on some names. Philosophically, right? Cowboys got 2 ones.
Yep.
Would you rather, 3 options, would you rather hold what you got, get like a really good player and like a cool player? Would you trade back and end up with 4 picks, like 2 late ones, a 2 and a 3, and you can get like 4 solid guys that'll kind of fill your roster out? Or you feel like the Cowboys could really use like a dude, like you was a Micah Parsons away from your defense looking totally different. Maybe you're like another just one dude away, and maybe you can add some other complimentary guys. You take those 2 ones and you move up early to get the best dude you could possibly can. You want to trade up for 1 guy, trade back to get 4 guys. You want to hold what you got and get 2 maybe cool good players.
It depends on the position. Mm-hmm. It depends on the risk. And what I mean by that is the guy, let's say the guy that you think you would get.
Arvell Reese, Ohio State, probably best linebacker in the draft. And
Yes,
Maybe the best player.
And he might be the best pass rush in the draft as well. Let's say quarterback's going to run, he's around 4, and you can get up to 4.
Yes, and that's a position where, yes, I would be willing to say, package my picks, let me go up and get the best player that I think is available on the defensive side of the ball, and he will immediately solve a problem for me, which is a big problem.
Sure.
Like, again, I wouldn't do it for, say, a running back. Even if he was a really great running back, I wouldn't do it for a running back. So for the positional value of a defensive end, I would do that. Okay. I would maybe do it if you told me I'm going to get a game-changing cornerback. Mm-hmm. I may consider it. Outside of that, I don't think there's another position. I would, and here's the part to that.
Sure.
If you told me I'm getting a really good linebacker, mm-hmm. and I'm getting a cornerback that is pretty good, has the potential to be great, mm-hmm. but he has somewhat whatever it is that will make him a later first round pick.
Sure.
So if you can package that together, where I'm getting a really great linebacker and a pretty good corner, I might be willing to do that as well, as opposed to, say, 4 picks in the second round where all of these are crapshoots. Like, I don't know. They may be great. They may not work out.
I think that's that dice roll you're going to end up working with. And the question that you kind of handed us were guys that are playing this week that the Cowboys should be looking for. So that's dudes in the 14 range and dudes around the 20. So we're not looking at getting some top-tier elite dude, top 10.
Unless you tell me again, it's at one of those premium positions, mm-hmm. and they are great. Like, this is going to be a Patrick Surtain type cornerback, right?
And honestly, I think it's worth conversation, not today, but maybe later, if the Cowboys are building this culture thing, because me and Bryan talk about this all the time. There were a ton of good players last year that fell in the draft, and we heard it's all like character stuff, like good dudes that should have been first-round picks or whatever. But
got the talent, but they don't have the...
But character dropped them down the board a little bit. Cowboys love those guys you can get on discounts, but later on. But I wonder if, like, Shoddy would vouch for him because we're trying to build culture here. That's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But right around where we picking at.
Can I say something real quick?
Hell yeah, Bryan Broaddus.
I dance that thing up there if I know I had a good free agency period.
For sure.
That is a good point.
See, to me, I mean, I'm more willing to dance forward if I knew that. And I asked this question of Voch this morning, though. What's the one position you would spend money on?
I would say pass rusher.
And Voch told me pass rusher. Derek, I'll ask you the same question. Do you have a position that you would spend money on?
Either pass rusher or cornerback.
Okay. Say you get one of those guys. Okay. So that kind of takes you now. Maybe you've addressed some things along the way. Maybe you've addressed the defensive end position. I know on this show we can't say, but we've had some discussions. Me and Voch. Go back and find them. You'll see them. But there'll be. If I knew that I was going to get maybe the premier pass rusher in free agency and a corner linebacker, you're damn right. I'm looking at packages and those things and going forward right there. I understand what you're saying about the 4 and it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
You know, but this is kind of how maybe they think a little bit. You know, we've heard in the past, well, you move on from Micah, you're going to have the opportunity to add more players and stuff like that. There was a time we had a lot of confidence in this group drafting players.
Sure.
Still have confidence, but maybe it's not as strong as it once was.
Yeah.
So, but if you told me you won free agency, I'm dancing those picks forward and trying to get the best player off my board.
Yeah.
And then that way I feel like I've helped my team.
Also, too, Brian, just looking in the draft last year, drafting about where the Cowboys are drafting, I tend to like more players that fell in the draft,
Right.
as opposed to some dudes that go kind of early. Like, I was a big Booker guy, and the Cowboys got Booker at 12, but we also heard that they like Mykel Williams. I ain't like Mykel Williams.
Right.
But Booker's having a much better year one than Mykel Williams. There's a couple of pass rushers this year to where some of them could go kind of early. They like them a little more than we do. But there's a pass rush, how about this, from A&M.
Okay.
Right? Cassius Howell.
He's
going to be playing this week.
He is going to be playing.
Know how to rush the passer. Really good rundown guy. The reason he might fall in the draft is because he's not as big. So teams like to overthink this, right? You may get the not as good, great body, long arm guy to go a little early. I actually don't mind the Cowboys sitting back at 14 because the pass rusher I actually like who he fell because he's not as big, shorter arms, but the pass rush stuff is there and the run game stuff is there. So Texas A&M this week, I'll be looking for a guy like that, Brian.
Yeah, if you're looking for an offensive tackle, though, blocking him on the other side of the ball would be at Miami.
Yeah.
Would be Francis Muagawa. I think I'm saying.
What's his name?
Muagawa.
Yeah, the right tackle.
I think that's how you say his name. I mean, I'm going to learn these names, trust me. But but he used to start at right tackle for the Hurricanes, and he started as a true freshman there at Miami. He's got all the physical tools. This is going to be a really good matchup. The technique against a guy that has that first step quickness, that has the power, maybe a little bit of a shorter arm guy, and Howell. But that's a matchup right off the jump that you're going to look at, and you're going to say, okay, there are two. I guarantee you, in that early game, they're going to the keys to the game, and whoever's breaking this one down, it's going to be about Miami's offensive line against Texas A&M's defense. And on the flip side of that, Miami's got a pretty good defense as well. And I'm sure, Voch, if we talked about now, can we talk about Bain.
Ruben Bain.
Bain.
He's another one of those interesting guys that like he got an early dose of draft hype is what I'll call it. Some people were looking at him and they were saying he might be the best player in the draft or the best edge in the draft.
Right.
The more you watch film, stuff kind of weeds itself out a little bit. He's another guy that, Brian, let me just say this. I say this all the time. If you're a bad player, then you're a tweener.
Yeah.
But if you're a good player, then you're versatile. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Ruben Bain, who I think is a good player, we kind of don't know where he would play on the next level. He's a guy that's like 275 or so, Brian.
Right.
Powerful as hell, strong guy, not the most bendy dude in the world. So now you're asking yourself, is he a small 3-tech or is he like a really big edge guy? So I think early in the season, Brian, I think his hype was warranted. He was whooping feet out there and getting sacks and making plays and clutch plays at the end of the game and all this kind of stuff. That kind of died down a little bit in teams. People started looking at other pass rushes there. Right. But if he does fall, like I said earlier, cool, because that's where we at.
Right.
We're fall guy. Right. So I'll take a Ruben Bain. He may not be the best edge in the draft, but is he an edge that can come in and help you, a team that's always talking about how bad we are versus the run, and maybe you could be a pass rush guy sometimes. If you sign some disgruntled pass rusher in the league somewhere and Donovan Ezaraku takes the next step, then cool. Ruben Bain kind of fits what you might be wanting to do on the next level, Brian.
Yeah, and go to the Friday night game with Alabama.
Can I talk about my favorite guy?
Go ahead.
Let me tell y'all something, man. I don't want to be told you so guy with Booker or nothing like that. I don't want to say it again. Actually, if Bean pulls
By the way, you get a really good theory about
offensive linemen,
and you need to tell this platform that.
We ain't got time. But draft show, we will. I'll say it at some point.
Okay.
But when you watching Tyler Booker last year, you couldn't help but to see his running mate.
There you go.
Caden Proctor, right next to him. And as big as Tyler Booker is, like Book, 6'4", 330 or something, 320?
Yeah.
Caden Proctor make him look little. He's the left tackle for Alabama. And Derek Eagleton just said, I would love to have offensive lineman up here. If Terrence Steele, if the Cowboys move on from Terrence, maybe save a little money there and put that money into some other place on the roster, then you would have to ask yourself, would you want to roll with some of the young guys that you have to maybe compete for a right tackle? There's some young guys on the roster right now that you drafted last year that could possibly play right tackle for you. I don't like question marks. I want a dude. Better dudes always matter to me. And they can still come in and compete, but that's just the league. That's what it is. I'm taking Caden Proctor. I don't like to switch sides of offensive linemen, but I typically think when you're more powerful, you can do these things, right? When you lose the dexterity or you lose the, hey, I'm not used to playing on this side, if you big and strong as hell and lengthy like Proctor is, then you can overcome some of the sightedness with the movement there. So I'm taking Caden
real
Proctor.
quick, does Guyton have to stay on the left? If you found a guy in the draft, let's say, and you were like, this guy is a left tackle.
He's played more games now at left tackle than he has at right.
But I'm just saying, do you think he has the position flex where he could move over to right?
I'd kick Smith out to tackle if it was me and draft a guard.
Tyler.
Or move over
and
or get a center.
Yeah. I don't want to, after a year of building habits with a player that didn't have a whole bunch of habits, I don't want to restart them all over again. Right. Like if BB has a year of guard habits and you go, all right, make some center habits and go, all right, BB, play tackle now. Like that does something to him.
Yeah, I got you.
And Guyton's growing, doing his thing. But I think Caden Proctor's a hell of a guy to look for at Alabama.
Yeah, and Proctor is going up against a guy named R. Mason Thomas, who is a rush edge from Oklahoma. And I'll tell you what, when you watch me, where's number 32? And Voch always likes to talk about, we all like to talk about the bendy guys, the explosiveness. Derek, I watched him against your alma mater, University of Texas. Mm-hmm. He gave those guys some fits playing. I mean, this is a relentless player, first step quickness, bendy, around the corner. He has been dealing with some injuries now. He got hurt in the Tennessee game, and so now he's coming back. So he wants to showcase what he has. Proctor is going to be Fitz. That is a massive man he's going against, but he's going to have to find a way. He can win with power. Thomas can win with power. He could also win with that quickness. He can win with the bend. This will be a really, really good matchup. A couple of games where if you're looking for edges and you're looking for tackles, these two should be really good for you as well.
Real quick before we go to break, can you guys give me any linebackers? Are there any linebackers that?
Yeah, I can give you one. I could give you the one when we talk about, when you start to talk about linebackers. You need to look with C.J. Allen, though, at Georgia would be a guy that I think that you need.
Playing next weekend.
Yeah, playing next weekend. Yeah. Oh, that's right. They're in a bye. So
they're in a bye.
Apologies.
But no, that's all good.
So Lawson is there, but Lawson's not in our range necessarily.
That's kind of. I would say that to me, like if you were talking about guys, I was thinking of guys that for some reason what I was thinking, Georgia is on the bye. So yeah, for this game,
they look alike though.
Yeah, for this game though. We don't have anybody that way, and I don't think anybody that I've looked at so far.
Okay. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we'll dive into the Charger defense versus the Cowboys offense. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
If you can't be at the stadium, there's no better way to watch your Cowboys than on an LG OLED Evo TV. That's because everything you see is more lifelike. Every play, every hit. I mean, you might as well be on the sidelines. That's how clear it is. It's all thanks to LG's legendary technology. Perfect black, over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. No one comes close. LG OLED Evo is the best TV in the game for a reason. See for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here, the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. This holiday season, I've got Yeti's new insulated bowls and food storage working overtime. The insulated bowls are amazing. It'll keep queso warm or guacamole fresh. And the food storage containers protect my ingredients and help me stay organized. They also make great gifts for the host, making Yeti bowls and food storage MVPs for the holidays. Get yours at Yeti.com or a Yeti store near you.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Cowboys fans, here's the game plan. Touchdown Tuesday at Take 5 Oil Change. Just wear your Cowboys gear and save 25% on your oil change. No huddle, no overtime. Just drive in, stay in your car, and roll out. You'll be tailgate ready in 10 minutes flat. Keeping up with your car shouldn't be a tough call. Take 5 makes it as easy as calling the coin toss. Take 5 is the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit take5.com to find a location near you. Offer valid through December 31st, 2025. Terms and conditions apply. Valid only at participating locations.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Back to the break.
Choose perfection. Choose LG OLED Evo. Check out the best TV in the game at LG.com.
Derek said, you should see mine. You should see my bill.
He's not lying.
You should see what they sent me in the mail.
Hey, man. I'm just going to say, you start having kids.
Yeah.
You get the idea you want to send them to private school.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it ain't cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
I want to be like y'all so bad.
I'm just saying it's not cheap, man.
No, you don't.
I want to be like you crazy.
Hey, man.
You got to have 7
I went
jobs.
to public school. My wife went to public school, and I think we turned out all right.
Yeah.
For some reason, we thought it was necessary to send our kids
I
to
went to
private
Natchez
school.
High School, man.
Hey, man.
I'm straight.
I'm just saying it's a whole different thing. Now it paid off. She ended up doing quite well.
Yeah.
But
I'm not used to seeing Amber like this. Like normally I walk in, I go, "Okay, order ass," because she late, and she.
Well, we don't need to talk about.
Yeah, we don't need to talk
No,
about
we're not talking about nothing.
Okay.
We don't need to talk about.
She was just very. No, look, Amber was just very yes, and yes, and yes.
Let's just say when you have children, there are sacrifices you just end up making for your own peace of
That's
mind.
a good way to put it.
So it's
That's a
just
good way to put it.
it's just you just figure it out.
Your energy's different today. You're orange today. You're just like, well, I just can't believe it. And I paid too much for this, and I need to hear from someone. And I'm just like, damn.
That was a nice way to put it, how she put it.
I can't say what the hell.
That was a nice way to put it.
All right,
Anyway,
man.
we're back. We're back. Amber is joining the show. Welcome to the show, Amber.
Welcome, Amber.
Thank you.
Let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about this Chargers defense versus the Cowboys offense. What you guys got?
How long you want this segment to be?
Yeah.
Hey, man, we got 22 minutes.
Can this
left
be a
in the
short
show.
segment and then we do the next one long, man?
You know, we could do that because I got some other stuff we can get to. So,
I
yeah,
got some
you
questions,
just
too.
tell me.
Because it's
tell me what you
upsetting,
got.
man. It's just upsetting. You know, the Chargers have I think you're going to have a similar game plan that you kind of had last week. You know what I'm saying? I think you're going to want to go out there and run the football. Yeah. You're going to want to attack their corners. Their pass rush is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Khalil Mack is there, but he ain't even the one that's been tearing it up all year. Tui Tuipulotu.
That's it.
That's his name. Tuli Tuipulotu.
Wait. Tui is his
Tuli.
first name? Tuli first name.
Tuipulotu.
Tuipulotu.
He has
number 45.
He has a brother named Marlon. Marlon Tuipulotu.
Wait. One's named Marlon and one's
fish.
named Tuli?
Yes, Tui, yeah.
Okay.
They're the Island Boys, you know what I'm saying? So
The Island Boys.
And look, the draft got a lot of island names, so get ready.
Get ready.
But Tuli, he's the one that's gonna get most of the pressure, most of the whooping and all this kind of stuff. You can attack their corners outside. Derwin James plays nickel. They don't let you.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. He's great in the run game. They don't let you get a lot of big plays. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same stuff that we talk about every single week, right? If you can block them up front, then you can throw the ball on their corners. The best path to victory is run the football. The problem is we came on this show yesterday and we said, I don't think that the Cowboys defense will be able to handle the Chargers offense in that way. So if the Chargers offense come out scoring points, then we got to ditch everything and go throw the football. And that's what they want us to do because they don't give up big plays, They don't give up big plays, and they're going to pass rush you. And Nate Thomas starting, and you may be having issues at running back.
Back up just a second on the pass rush.
Okay, let's run it
because last week, I think the issues from a standpoint of the pass rush is, and we talked about it all week, that was a defense that is very aggressive.
Sure.
So how they pass rush, I think, would be more, because I don't think the Cowboys have just every game this year have been susceptible to a good pass rush. Sure. I think it's how you rush them. If you show them a lot of different types of exotic blitzes, I think that can cause problems. We know that when guys are, running stunts in games, that can cause them problems at times. What kind of pass rush is this?
See, Derek really good at his job.
He's
Brian.
trying.
He heard me say Nate Thomas.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because
I was trying to get ready for his question here.
You ain't wrong. And I'm saying that because physically, that's Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu over there versus your compromised tackle situation.
Yeah.
So last week I made a big deal of, hey, we need to talk and communicate and make sure that we pick up everything well. We need to see these things. It ain't really much to like see and like decipher as far as the pass rush. Like they'll blitz Derwin sometimes and just do that.
Absolutely.
But that's not like the most difficult. The most difficult part is they make gap exchange up front, but the hardest part is just blocking,
handling those guys.
Yeah,
blocking Khalil Mack.
This team, they don't really blitz.
Yeah.
I mean, they. But the thing about it is, when you watch them on tape, you're like, wow, they're getting pressure with 4. Oh, look, they're getting pressure with 5.
Yeah.
They do a great job of not blitzing, and then when they do bring 5, they're getting pressure half the time. I mean, they create opportunities. We saw last week with what the Vikings were able to do. And Derwin James, he will sacrifice himself to get somebody home.
For sure.
I mean, he will take a run from the secondary and slam into a tackle to make sure that his guy gets around. I mean, you see him all the time. The Vikings were really, really good at this. I called it coordinating blitzes. Please, you can't tell me that Jesse Minter and that staff with the Chargers are not going to watch that Vikings tape and come at you the same way. Now, can they do it? Do they have the personnel? They have some guys that they can absolutely line up and give you some problems. But Voch is right, though. Once again, you have to be able to block this front. You have to be able to, when they bring the 5th guy, you have to be able to step up. How compromised is Williams now with the shoulder? Yeah. What's the situation with Hunter Lipke? All these things kind of play into it because all of a sudden, if it's Malik Davis doing blitz pickup stuff and doing that, you're probably in a pretty bad spot. So yeah, this is going to be one of those games where you have to kind of figure out though what they're going to do. It's not like the exotics that you saw before. This is going to be a lot of zone coverage. It's going to be they're going to, like I say, they're going to take their safety. It's almost like Brian Branch at Detroit. They're going to take Derwin James. They're going to move him around, and they're going to find spots. He's going to play in coverage and stuff like that. They play a ton of dime defense too. 6 defensive backs. So be ready for that if you're the Dallas Cowboys. You haven't seen a team play as more dime defense than these guys, and it's part of what they do with their packages and able to cover. And by the way, another thing too, when you go back and watch, like I watched all their interceptions this year that they created. Sure. This team does a great job of putting themselves in positions to tip balls or get overthrows, and they catch more deflected passes than any. So Dak, if you're not sure and all of a sudden you fire it in there and the ball gets hit and knocked in the air, it's likely it's going to come back the other way. This team's outstanding when it comes to going and getting the football.
One thing worth noting real quick, as you mentioned, they play a lot of dime defense. I saw a graphic. I wish I had it so I could give credit to the person who put it up. But the Cowboys, Dak Prescott right now leads the NFL in passing yards against dime coverage. I think it was man-to-man, cover 2, and cover 6, I think it was.
The 2 and the 4,
yeah. I think those are the areas where he led the NFL. So if
they got to do something to get George Pickens going in this
absolutely,
game.
absolutely.
And I asked Voch this question this morning, and I'll throw it out there again.
It's a good question.
Have the offensive coaches last 2 weeks let George Pickens down? That's a question I want to ask. Have the offensive coaches let George Pickens down the last couple of weeks? Because teams are clearly playing him differently.
Yeah.
And you would think, though, coming off, say, the Kansas City game, that maybe, maybe somebody saw something, maybe something Steve Spagnuolo did that Detroit was able to do.
But here's my only the thing that slows me down in answering that question is I think there's a way to take away any player in the NFL when it comes to receivers if you're willing to commit the resources. The question is, can you take advantage of somewhere else because they've committed more resources doing it? So if teams are doing something to take Pickens away, my question would be, are you being able to take advantage of that with the other receivers you have? And it does feel like they are. So I'm not sure
but they've lost the last 2 games.
Yes, but I don't think they lost this game because they couldn't get the ball to Pickens. I think they lost this game because their offensive line failed them. They couldn't run the ball as efficiently as they needed to, and obviously the defense.
I think I disagree with you on this because I think that, to me, with Pickens, you get Pickens and Lamb going in a game, and it rarely happens that way. But man, to me, there's reason they try to take George Pickens away.
They did, huh?
They do. They defensive coordinators think of your guys. He's the most important one. And in Dallas, we kind of treat we've got 2 number 1 receivers. Well, damn, use them both like number one receivers. Find ways if you have to. We talk about, well, they're not as effective when they're on the same side. Voch brought up a good point this morning. We were talking. It's like all of a sudden, why don't you motion him from one side to the other? Start him over here, start him over there, put him in the backfield, move him around a little bit. Don't let people just say, okay, we're gonna play a guy outside and we're gonna play a guy over the top and we're gonna play a guy underneath. Don't let teams do that to him.
What you think, Derek?
I think that's great. I also believe that that's not the reason why they lost this game. So, yeah, you're right. You can get more out of your offense if you can figure out a way to get George Pickens open. I don't think that's why they lost that game. I think if they would have had their running game because of their offensive line, would have given them opportunities to be able to run the ball more. I think if they would have been able to keep people off Dak Prescott could have found maybe George Pickens, but certainly found a receiver that was open to get the ball downfield. I think they could have, if the defense could have had a few stops, I think they could have won this game. I think there are so many things you have to get to as to why this game went wrong way before hey, do more to get George Pickens involved.
What's the only way they're able to win nowadays?
And with this current team, score more points.
There you go.
Yeah,
when you want to get your wide receiver going.
But if the offensive line could have blocked for Dak to give him time to make passes, if they could have blocked and given them the ability to continue to their running game, which had been successful, they had to go away from it. If those things could have happened, it really doesn't matter if it's George Pickens or if it's CeeDee Lamb or if it's Ryan Flournoy for that matter. The point is they could have moved the offense. It was those other things that broke down way more than it was they couldn't get the ball specifically to George Pickens.
Well, then you got to create ways to, like I say, you create ways to get him open so you don't have to rely on your pass protection or your run game. I mean, that's the to me, throwing the ball to George Pickens, you saw it without CeeDee Lamb being in there. Ball going down the field, 40 yards, whether it was PI, big plays, and all that. Where is that anymore?
Right. That's without CeeDee Lamb being in there. But with CeeDee Lamb being in there, if CeeDee Lamb's going to hit
both,
if CeeDee Lamb hits you for 200 versus him hitting you for 100 and Pickens hitting you for 100, does it really matter?
I think it matters, because I think you score more points.
I think Brian's saying there's a way to get CD 200 and improve Pickens' 50 and get him 80 possibly or something.
Okay, great. Once again, I don't really care if it comes from Flournoy, if it comes from Pickens, if it comes from CD. I don't think that was the reason they lost that game.
Coordinators obviously think that Pickens is your most important player.
Fair.
I mean, that's you. So if teams are saying he's your most important player, shouldn't he be on your team the most important player?
I think what Derek is saying, as long as CD is getting 200 yards a game, then who cares? As long as you put in 32, assuming that you make field goals,
they're not scoring. They're not.
Right, and that to me is about the running game. That to me is about the fact they could not run the ball as much as they wanted to run the ball because of other factors and other things that were happening in the game. So yes, I agree they didn't score enough points. I don't think that was related necessarily to the fact that Pickens didn't have an outstanding game. I think there were other things that were.
They have forgotten George Pickens.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, look, at the end of the day, I really believe that this team is best when they can have a good mixture of run and pass. I think that slows down the pass rush when they can have an effective running game. And if the defense can just get a few stops a game, it allows them to be able to continue to play their offense.
What's the one thing that they can do on offense well?
Throw the ball and run the ball.
Both of them, yeah.
I think throw the ball is probably the best thing they do.
It's the best thing they do, probably, yeah.
To Derek's point, and I'm not speaking for him or anything like that, I think Derek is
being the intermediator or whatever, however you say that
it's
word.
It's
mediator.
I think what Derek is also saying is teams at some point are going to get tired of CeeDee Lamb getting 100 yards and a half, and then they'll eventually funnel back to him.
And it'll go right back.
And maybe just waiting on your opportunity.
I believe they've always doubled, and they haven't doubled a lot. I believe they've always doubled George Pickens more than they've doubled CeeDee Lamb.
But I do think that that's the nature of having two really great wide receivers.
Sure.
Is that teams are going to decide as they go, which one is it better for us to take away? And at what points in games is it better for us to take them away? Do we know on third downs they love to do this, so let's make sure we pay a little extra attention to this guy during third downs. That to me that's the beauty of having him. So you can always say, I don't care who you want to take away. Take away whoever you want to take away. I got the other guy, and that means you're paying more attention to them, which means this guy is going to have single coverage, and I'm going to be able to take advantage of that.
Okay, I'm not being funny. I seriously think I seriously think this is what Brian is saying. If you look at what the Rams are doing, right? Mm-hmm. Sean McVay has a thing in his offense to where even if you feel like you're about to take Puka away, you can't. I guess he's saying is, where's the Cowboys' emergency plan? Are you trying to take Pickens away? Yeah. what do I do now to get Pickens back open because we need both? I think that's what Brian's saying.
So does that mean, if that's the case, does that mean that in the games where Puka doesn't have a lot of production, that they just choose not to use him?
You know, Adams does get more, but there hasn't been a game like GP was like taken away. I don't think there's a game where Puka was taken away. I think that's what Brian kind of saying.
Well, the question then would be, do you think Puka and Pickens are the same receiver?
Man, they both big physical dudes, man. Puka probably, do a little more on the routes, you know what I'm saying? But I think
that helps it, right?
Yeah.
If a team is saying we're gonna do some things, your ability to run crisp routes and do more routes, does that not help that player have the ability to be able to get open even in those situations where they're trying to take him away?
I think what Brian is saying, and my thoughts totally removed from this, is that he would rather have two receivers kind of go 80 and 70 rather than one go 150 and the other go 30, because you need GP to do something at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need Flo to come in and have 40 yards. Like, Flo getting 40 is cool, but you would rather take that 40 and put it on GP to make it 80 for him. I think
because the chance of him getting the 80 yards or the extra 40 yards or whatever it is probably means points for me. With Flournoy, I don't think that's the case.
Amber, please.
Well, I was going to say, even Schottenheimer, when asked the question, he didn't blame it in saying like, oh, well, the defense just completely took Pickens away. He didn't use that as an excuse whatsoever. He was very upfront and said, yeah, we should have involved George Pickens into the game a lot more. So he recognized that for whatever reason, they kind of didn't really focus on getting the ball to Pickens and just spread it around. So to me, that says that we're on par with what we saw from that game. And we've seen it in the past. There are many, many other games where Pickens is not even making the catch, but he's still being productive. So you have to incorporate him into the game regardless.
We haven't had a lone Pickens PI in a while, basically, is what Amber does it again.
That's fair.
Amber does it again.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, we're going to take our final break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, I have some names I want to throw out to you guys. I want you to tell me.
Are they contracts of other teams?
No, they're not. Okay. These are current Cowboy players.
Okay.
And I want to get some scouting reports on these guys from you. Okay. They're names that we haven't talked about as much recently, and so I just want to get some idea from you where you think they are as far as how they're performing right now. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
From the field to the festivities, Lucchese embodies the essence of luxury and tradition. Handcrafted with meticulous precision, each pair offers unmatched comfort and style. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at the Lucchese store at the Star in Frisco or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
Back to the break.
AT&T connecting changes everything.
Welcome back. We're in the final segment of the break live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star.
Did we do blockchain today?
This segment is brought to you by blockchain.com.
Hey,
All right.
man, y'all.
Here we go. Let's talk about, I have some names for you guys. I want you to tell me how you think they've been performing here lately. Let's start with Cooper Beebe.
Hey man, BB pushing folk around. BB is what we thought he was going to be. Year two BB. No neck BB. I think I always wanted to advocate for being powerful at center. Like a lot of teams try to hide center and they put him between two powerful guards. I think Big Tyler being Big Tyler and Booker having a really good rookie year, I think that's just making powerful center BB even more powerful. So I think when we walk into games, me and Brian talk about it, hey, they got a good 1-tech or a good 3-tech over there, but you can list that as not a disadvantage for us because we're powerful enough to deal with those guys. So, man, shouts out to BB. He's doing great.
Oh, and this is off topic a little bit. Sure. I'm sorry.
Take over the show. Do you think?
But
distracted player.
It's the chat.
What
no, I heard the question, but it's just like when you see the comments about Dak and like the hate towards Dak, like what are you watching? What game are you watching? You can say that about other seasons, other years, but this year, what have you been watching?
They drew offside.
Well, no, at the end of it, it's connected because now we're talking O-line, okay? BB, he's part of it. He's right there in front of Dak.
BB is definitely keeping Dak clean. Back.
I mean, however, were you asking for grades?
I get mad too. I promise I get mad at him too, Amber, but I gotta let it go, man. Dak is phenomenal. No, he was just up here like.
That's the thing. It just really bothers me when people want to criticize things that don't make sense. Mm-hmm. You that means you don't watch the games. That means you don't know the game. That means you know nothing because the way Dak has been playing, regardless of what the O-line has been doing, again, he has been masking the issues that they've had all throughout the season.
Great point.
Lately, that's when he's been getting attacked a lot more because one can only handle so much, okay?
Yeah.
So it gets to a point where he's getting pressure. He can't connect with the receivers. He doesn't have the balance with the running game there, too. But at the end of the day, I think Dak has had an amazing year. He started off very, very strong. Then it started declining because of the performance of other people, okay? He's been connecting. The interceptions haven't, it occurred a few times, but it hasn't been the main issue. But anyways, with BB.
To answer Derek's point, Dak makes
like
BB so much better. Yeah, for sure.
BB, he's had a good connection with Dak. We haven't talked about problems there. You see, we're bringing it back together. So yeah, BB. He's been doing good. I like what I've seen from him so far. And I think even next year, he'll be even better when he has a full year without dealing with any kind of injuries and it has a full year with everybody in the line. So.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, the coordination between the guards and the centers have been much better. Early in the season, we kind of saw the problems with the exchange stuff, with the passing of stunts and all that. You see that now far less. What's going on? Chargers are going to try and do it a little bit to you, but I think your center's doing a really good job of seeing what's going on and being able to adjust to it.
Real quick before we end, Luke Schoonmaker.
Amber, what you think about Dak's relationship with Luke Schoonmaker? Like, how you think their connection has improved throughout the year?
Schoonmaker has improved actually, and it's not where you would like it to be. I would say I have a special feeling towards Schoonmaker because I see how hard he works. I see how much work he puts into trying to improve. At this point in his career, I would have expected him to be a lot better than what he currently is. I think there's still room for improvement in the passing game, like him catching the ball, but also the pass protection there. But overall, he's better than last year. He's still improved, but what year is this now? 3?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Year 3. That he's not where I would have liked him to.
If Luke was a 4th-round pick, I probably wouldn't think too much of it. But he's a 2, so we have to talk about him like he's a 2. He's not living up to the 2. But
I just feel bad because the guy, he really does work hard.
No, I mean he made
you hope he would show up a lot better.
He made a hell of a play the other day, the one-handed
Yeah.
catch, and he's capable of doing that. You just haven't seen that nearly enough.
Yeah. Is he? Is it at a point now where if you had to put them in rank order, is he the 3rd best tight end you have on this team?
I would like to see Brevin get more opportunities before I say that Brevin's the second guy. I just kind of want to see Brevin a little more, but Luke's done more, so you got to say Luke's the second. But
yeah, I think the one thing that I could say about Brevin is his hands have improved. I think he really fought the ball, last year, and then this season we saw him at training camp and all making a lot more plays. He just hasn't had the opportunities that say the others have had. I like to believe that he could be better than Luke Schoonmaker, but you just haven't seen the receptions, the hands. I'd like to see that first, but we're running out of time on that.
But with him, it's like you've seen more out of him a lot sooner than with
Brevin.
No, Schoonmaker.
Yeah.
With Brevin. If you put them in a timeline, he's achieved more a lot lot sooner than Schoonmaker. So that's why I think eventually he'll give you a lot more, but he's still ahead of Schoonmaker in that sense.
Yeah, I think for me, I would actually spend these next 3 weeks giving a little more time to Brevin Spann-Ford. I want to know, as I'm going into the offseason, what I really think of him and his abilities, and can he be more than how they've used him to this point? Because I do think, it might be just my opinion, but I think he's the best blocking tight end you have on the team.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I'd want to find out if I can put him in more roles where I'm expecting him to catch the ball and see if he can deliver. Because if he can, now he becomes a really, really interesting commodity for this team. So I would actually use these last 3 weeks to get him a little more burn to see how that plays out.
For sure.
All right. Appreciate you guys, Jonas. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll wrap up the week, let you know what we think is going to happen this Sunday. Till then, for Voch Lombardi and Bryan Broaddus and Amber Garcia, I'm Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?